Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Black Psychologist Podcast, presented by the Black Psychologist Network, the Psychology of Love edition, where we discuss all things related to dating, relationships, marriage, divorce, and so on and so forth. I am one half of your humble and gracious host, Dr. Kyle Osborne. He is I, and I am him. And of course, you all know I'm not managing this operation by myself. I'm here with the one and only New Jersey's finest, Howard University alum, the illustrious Dr. Jason Coleman. What's going on, good brother?
What's going on, man? I'm chilling, man. Good. Long week, long day, but it's all good. But that's not the focus. We got a special guest today.
Absolutely, we do. That's right. Back by popular demand, Carolina's finest, Fayetteville State University Hall of Famer, star of the conversation with the Kennys, a true sister in medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ashley Poole. What's going on, sis?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure every time we link up. I am really excited about today's topics.
Absolutely. Listen, they've been asking for you to come back, so we had no other choice. We're paying her a lot of money to be here, guys. All right. So this is it. All right. This is the Super Bowl of the Black Psychologist podcast. All right. This is what it is. How's everything going on your end, Ash?
I can't complain. Things are going really well. I'm so thankful that you just, gave us a shout out, your sisters in medicine. We officially have been on the Philadelphia campus of PCOM since for a year now. So September made a year. And we are hoping to do some great things this next upcoming year. Conversations with the Kennys. We're live on Sundays, every other Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, life has been good. Life is lifing, but any day you wake up, one of my sorority sisters told me so much has to go right for you to wake up. So I'm just grateful to be here. Again, like I said, I appreciate anytime y'all invite me to come on.
We
Of course.
appreciate you taking the time to be here. So let's get into it, right? Again, this is the pool of positivity herself, drops gems. And so we had to make sure, since we're talking everything relationship wise, we have absolutely had to get you involved. All right. So let's get into things really quick. So I wanted to toss a question out to you guys. Is it okay for your partner to forgive you for a transgression, but then hold it over your head? Like bring it up later, like in an argument or something of that nature. So is it okay? Like maybe you do something egregious, they forgive you, but then they hold it over your head or they pull it out, when y'all get into an argument things. What are your thoughts about that?
Mm.
I mean, just
Go
on the
ahead,
surface.
Jay.
Nah. Just on the surface, obviously you're not supposed to do that. But if we're talking about human nature, people gonna do that, right? So I think it's more so once the person does that, what's the response when you remind them, right? Because if you forgive somebody for something, like, you're supposed to let it go, right? So everything is depends on context, though, right? So obviously we're not just talking about like cheating. So if you're like being, let's say you're being irresponsible with money, and the person say they're gonna trust you with money, trust you a little more, and then you start showing up with new sneakers and this and that, and you the one in the relationship that's not working. They got, they got a right to ask some questions, right? So I think it depends on if you giving them a reason, then they should be able to ask, right? But if it's an outrageous request, then of course no. You know.
What you think, Ashley?
So I agree with everything Jay said. I mean, honestly, like, so on the surface, no, you shouldn't bring something up for a person to like relive it, because then that's rumination. Like, I remember when you did ABC. If you just, that's rumination, which can lead to depression. It's not reminiscing, it's rumination. Okay, so that's
Right.
negative. But if you it's I guess what the trigger was. Like, what is the trigger for you bringing this back up? Like Jay said,
Right.
if it is something that you did that you're supposed to be working on, like let's say that it was drinking, you gave up drinking. But now I see, you drinking a beer here and there throughout the week, you drinking 3-4 beers, I might be like, look, and you remember that time you passed out, got that DUI. So,
Look.
but even then, I think at this stage of like, I would probably have to have somebody else to be a part of that accountability, because one thing I know too about relationships and human behavior is it is very predictable. And once you say that and bring it up, even if it is in relation to something that they did that triggered you, they're gonna hold that against you. And I don't like to have too many things you could say about me. So I might have like a third party, whether we got a therapist, a homie, a cousin, an uncle, somebody that I'm like, yo, these 3 or 4 beers, you want to do a check-in with us, or how can I bring it up, buddy? Because
Look, here's the question I'm going to ask my partner if this starts to happen. Are you staying or no? All right, because it's not going to be a situation where you're going to continue to bring up the issue, or this is going to be your draw
yeah,
for card, and you're going to be, you know what I mean? You want to, anytime we get into an argument, you want to bring whatever the issue is, whether, like you said, it's something, whether you're supposed to be cutting back on drinking, whether it was
yeah,
infidelity, whatever the case may be, right? Like, because this is the whole purpose of forgiving, right? Now, we know that forgiving is not forgetting. So I don't expect the person to forget whatever transpired, because that's not what forgiveness is. However, if you're saying that we're going to move past the situation, and whether that involves, like you mentioned, counseling, therapy, or whatever measure that we're going to move forward with this, all right, then cool. Let's continue to move forward with it. Bringing it back up, or for like you to weaponize it during a later argument, and like, oh, well, yeah, you did this and such, as kind of like, aha, I got you, on that type of thing, or using it as leverage. Yeah, I feel like that kind of compounds the issue. And for that, like, either we move past it or we don't, right? Not for you to bring it up when we get into an argument, you use it as, your trump card, and no, we can't do that. So, and I get it. There are some people that can't move past situations, right? Like, if the
right.
person is doing something, whether it's drinking, whether it's cheating, or whatever the case may be, like, if that's your like line in the sand, then hey, then that's cool. Let the person know. Say, hey, look, you did this. My trust was, betrayed, or whatever the case may be, and say we got to go our separate ways. But if like you're not really cool with whatever transpired, and then you're gonna just utilize it to bring it up, like, for your leverage in an argument later on, yeah, that's something I can't get on board with. Yeah, I
Man,
can't do
Yeah.
it.
And I think in your example, I wish this was live, because people need to see this. This is a great question. Like, yeah. But what
Because people do that, right? We know folks do that.
yeah, and I think so. I think it's a couple different things. Like, I think the example Jay gave about, and like how I was saying, like about, something you did triggered it to make me think, okay, I need to talk about this or bring it up. I got to remind you that, you supposed to be doing ABC now.
right.
So my bringing it up is trying to help you, but I think it's a little bit different. And like what you're saying is like, it's a trump card. Oh, well, you like, if I'm like, okay, you buy me a bag, and then you like, oh, well, it ain't time for me to buy you a bag, because we gonna wait till Christmas. And I'm like, oh, but you sure was spending money on
See,
Sally.
see,
Y'all
there
was
you go, right?
but
You
that's one
bought you
thing. But
bought Sally that purse. You can do it,
okay, right.
right?
You know what I'm saying? But then the other thing is making sure that you have a realistic like expectation of the person. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if a person is trying to refrain from like drinking so much, they might not have complete abstinence. But it makes me think about some individuals. I know a couple I was working with, and one of the individuals prior to marriage had slept with their spouse's friend, and the spouse didn't find out until after they were married. And so once the spouse found out about this, the spouse helped made the cheater spouse held them to unrealistic expectation. They expected them to call every time you left the home. If you like in one session, the spouse was explaining why they were so upset. And it was because the cheating spouse had stopped at the ATM and didn't say it. Like, so the other spouse that got the spouse that got cheated on was like, well, how was your day? and the cheater spouse said the day, but left that detail out, and the one that got cheated on was livid. And I was like, that's
That's
a detail.
unrealistic though.
That's a detail you could forget though. Like if you woke up, showered, went to the store, did some homework, did all 10 things, did something with the kids, you might have forgot that. But that one that got cheated on was not getting that up because it said you lying to me again.
Exactly. Listen, that is unrealistic as hell. You know, but I think we should probably separate cheating from just about a lot of the other indiscretions, right? Because see, I think that's going to be one of the hardest things for people to get over. We're just being honest, regardless of gender, right? Because people can deal with a spouse that don't want to work. You know what I mean? They could deal with a lazy spouse. You know, people deal with all kind of communication problems with each other. I'm not talking about no hitting, but like yelling at each other, not knowing how to talk to each other. They deal with spouses that are emotionally cold, but a lot of people are going to draw the line at, you know, stepping out like that. That's going to be one of the hardest to get over, you know, because most people don't respond by going to like cheat back. You know what I mean? I'm not suggesting that, but I'm saying like,
oh, I'm team one of them, so I would suggest
but the only reason why I'm saying that is because that reaction comes from the person feeling one up. You know, like you one up me, even if you know I took you back, I still feel like, you know, you got one up on me.
Get my lick back.
Right. Exactly. So, you know, that's what makes that kind of situation and that question kind of unique, you know.
Okay.
Well, speaking of which, right? Speaking of, you know, stepping out or cheating, are there different levels of faithfulness in relationship or in a relationship? What do y'all think?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Expound. What you got for us, Ash?
Because cheating, I mean, there are some black and white definitions of cheating, right? But you know, like sexual intercourse of any kind, black and white, like universally, that's what people are. But then you have what people call emotional cheating. And some people think that that's a thing. Like, I mean, I don't necessarily believe it's a thing. Like, I wouldn't,
Can you give me an example
of emotional cheating?
Yeah.
You never heard of that?
I mean, I've heard of it on like television. Is this like a work wife or work husband?
Yes. Like a work wife, or a work husband, or it could be like, let's say that I have a health exam or I take a licensure exam or anything, and the first person I call is not your spouse. It is like a friend that you trust.
Like a confidant.
You're a confidant. So
I mean, okay. I have another question after this that branches off from this. Just remind me.
So that's why I would say yes, there are levels to like faithfulness, because some people would think like, oh, you're not being completely faithful with me because how could you tell somebody else this? So yes. And then like flirting too. Like, I mean, if you're a flirty kind of personality, people could think that's, you know, not being faithful either. So
yeah, but
I was thinking that I was thinking the same thing as far as like flirtation, then on social media, right? Because now I think social media has added a whole nother element where you may have some people, either both partners or one partner in the relationship. Like if you're liking someone else's page, right, or their post or something, you have some people that listen, Jay. You have some folks that are like, listen, why are you always on this person's page? Or they can see that you like that if y'all follow the same person. I've seen that as, or if it's a glam shower, it's maybe like one of those, you know, one of the what's the name, the models or something rather, something to that effect, right? If somebody likes that pic or whatever the case is, maybe puts a comment down there. I've seen situations where, you know, the partner feels like, oh, you're being unfaithful, you're longing after whatever person. And
I think
so
that's a stretch,
again,
though. I think that's a stretch, bro. Like,
it's a stretch, but listen, it happens, man. Like some people actually they say that that's being unfaithful, or a level of unfaithfulness.
Listen, context is important. Like we got to be realistic, right? Like there's a difference between liking somebody's picture and sending them a message, liking somebody's picture and putting eyes under their picture or tongue under their picture, right? Like, let's stop. Let's be. That's why I'm saying, like, yo, flirting and
Not the tongue emoji.
right.
Said the tongue emoji. Yeah, the
What
P with the
mean?
P.
And physical cheating is different than somebody at work that you might find attractive, right? Like, because where's the line? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, to
But
me, the
there are
work
some people that
husband.
think that they said that strip club is unfaithfulness though. I've heard
Right.
that.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm from the South. That's a thing for us. We love them.
yeah, I don't get that either. But I mean, to me, that's more of a person to person kind of thing. You know, I don't get it though. But yo,
You
this is
don't
my
get what?
question.
Like why people
Yeah,
would
what
be
was your
offended?
I mean,
right?
I
What
don't
was your
get why
question,
people
Jay?
be tripping about the strip club. Personally, I'm not.
I mean, hey man, listen, I've heard that is cheating. There are some people that won't let
Mhm.
their partner go to a strip club because again, it's that you should have nobody dancing on you, you looking at them half naked. I've seen it, brother.
Yeah, getting
I've seen it.
aroused.
No, I've seen it
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
but you know, I don't know anything about that. That's not my reality, but I
That's
know, you know, I've seen that affect people's lives.
that's what I'm saying. So
The strip
that's the
club,
different level of people's faithfulness.
No,
people
I'm
do.
You
saying,
know,
I'm saying I've seen people whose partner won't allow them to go. I mean, I don't know how that happens. You know,
that's terrible. That's
but I'm just saying,
Y'all could be. It's usually the woman telling the man. So I mean, y'all both men don't. Y'all could get caught.
that's a red flag for me. Actually, I can tell you that right now. You
yeah,
make some type of outrageous demand like that. Nah,
Oh,
that's a
you.
you problem.
That's outrageous. But
That's outrageous. You can't. That's
yeah.
like I wouldn't. I'm not. That's to me. You're saying someplace where I can't go. Like it's not like I'm going to. You know what I mean? Go smoke crack or do some other different illegal
Mhm.
activity. Like I'm going someplace. I'm an adult of age, and if I want to partake in that particular type of entertainment, I'm gonna go. And if yours like, no, you can't go. No, no, we have now we have a bigger problem,
Yeah,
right? Cause yeah, so yeah, like you said, down south, that's a thing.
it is. I mean, like, I'm sorry. Like, that's
That's
like
that's unreasonable. I feel like for
yeah,
me,
it's unreasonable for me too if somebody were to say that
right?
I
Like
couldn't.
I wouldn't put that on my lady. Be like, oh no, you ain't going down to that strip club and be having guys gyrating around you. Like, oh man, have a blast. What you gonna do? Jay, what was your
Yeah.
question?
No, I was just gonna say because she brought up emotional cheating, so I was like, do you think? What do you think people would rather, like the best of the worst? I mean, the best choice out of the
Mhm.
worst, right? And this is why I'm saying emotional cheating ain't real because everybody is gonna choose for somebody not, to cheat on them kind of physically, right? That would I would put all my money on that. That 9 out of 10
No, so
people.
listen. So listen, studies show, right?
I was
Oh,
Because
ready to
oh,
of
say.
that's
the
a study.
reasoning, right?
I was
Yeah,
ready to
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yo,
Studies show that women,
I was
right,
ready to say that.
women actually are more upset or it causes more of an issue. The issues are more
Yeah.
prominent when they feel like the male is having an emotional infidelity as
Yep.
opposed
I
to
was ready to
men.
say that. I was ready to say
Men
6 out of 10. Yep.
men are more, if it's a physical thing, that's where they have the issue. The issue they're not really, I don't want to say they're not too concerned, but generally speaking, studies show that it's actually the opposite. Men, as far as the physical component, they're gonna lose their mind. Females are more upset or tend to, rate the emotional cheating more severe. That's what studies say.
now I'm wondering, right? Because that's the conclusion, right?
The
That's the
conclusion with the
conclusion
numbers.
part of the report that they're writing in rosy language, right? But what I and I don't doubt that that's out there. But what I'm wondering is because to me, when that comes up, it's in the context of, you know what I mean? You didn't just cheat on me, right? You're also had a family with him, right? You're emotionally connected. That's why I say what
Right.
you're saying, you're not saying everything because, and I'm playing with you, but I'm saying it usually comes in the context of the physical part already happening. Like the conversation, the conclusion you're coming to never happens when it's like, oh, I found out that he's eating sandwiches at lunch with Mary every day. They're just eating sandwiches.
Bro,
That's
my
it,
lady would go wild if I'm eating sandwiches with somebody.
bro. Yeah, bro. But but this is the thing. But your relationship is not going to be over, most likely, right?
I don't know what she's capable of. She might. I don't know.
I hear you. But the situation that you brought up is like it's not somebody eating sandwiches in the cafeteria and going home. They eating sandwiches in the bed at the motel after. So that to me that's what I think. So I wonder if you looked at those people in that study, you know, if both of if the physical and emotional cheating occurred, if it was just the emotional cheating, like you understand what I'm saying? Like in those situations.
I don't know. Well, Ashley, how would you feel if your partner were eating sandwiches with Mary, and every day there's no physical stuff going on, but he's eating sandwiches with Mary every day, having all types of maybe in-depth conversations, no physical stuff, just emotional. She's become his confidant.
Right. So I am not like most women. I honestly know I'm not. Because me and my best friend were talking about this, and she was like, "Well, when she asked my opinion, then she's like, well, what do you think most women would say?" And I think it's because I genuinely have like really close male friendships, and they would tell me like the way women would think that it would annoy them, and then my personality too. Like I'm a very like I'm if we're looking at like the wise mind infusing both the rational and emotional, here's my rational, here's my emotional mind, like my rational thoughts on top of things. So I would just think it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Because I would want to be able to, because I work in spaces where oftentimes I am a minority. And so if I was another minority that came there, if it was a brother and, we talking and we kind of have some things in common, that could be my person at work. And I would want it to be flexible. So no, I wouldn't care about Mary. Now, if Mary start like making him lunch and stuff, now that's where it start. Now she start doing acts of service for him, then that's when it kind of start getting a little tricky. Because okay, what
acts of service?
Okay. I
you
get.
know,
I hear that.
She become
that's a little
lunch
tricky.
lady.
Mary,
Lunch lady Mary.
he on the phone in the bed. Yo, what's up? Hey, so what do you want? What are we eating tomorrow? Like, I mean, if y'all order out, that's fine, because you're gonna bring the menus or you're gonna DoorDash advance. But if you asking, I'm out grabbing avocados. Did you want mango sauce?
Yeah, you want cheese on that or what?
You want me to bring in? I'm making sketty. You like yours a little spicy? What you want with it? You want that oregano
or sweet? Yeah, Miss Mary Matt. Okay, like
lunch lady Mary.
Bring me some too, then Mary. If it's really like that, I want some too.
If it's here, I'm gonna pull up too. We can all, this is hidden.
Exactly. This what we do. So it's just a little innocent work food.
We want to turn to the Food Network. Why don't? Yeah, come on, let's do it.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, I got another one. All right, now this is on the topic of gifts, right? Giving major gifts back after a breakup. All right, what are your thoughts about that as far as y'all break up? There's no kids involved, right? Y'all were just together maybe for a long period of time. Y'all break up for whatever reason. What are your thoughts about giving gifts back or things that that transpired during a relationship? Like it can be something as simple as jewelry, or I don't know. An extreme version would be like a car. I don't know, whatever the case may be. But no kids are involved or anything. So, what are your thoughts?
You don't get nothing back, yo.
Nothing back.
Unless you talk, like, honestly, the only thing you get back is the only thing in my world. The only thing you get back is engagement ring. That you should get back.
I'm thinking you shouldn't get that back.
See, I'm on the opposite side of that. I don't want the engagement ring back.
Oh no, I want it back. I want to bring it back. I want the bread.
Would you give it to another woman?
No. I just said I want the bread. It's the principle. But anything else that you give somebody on the course of the relationship is theirs. I mean, I think it's tacky to take it back. To be honest with you, I wouldn't give nothing back that the person gave me.
It depends on if you still making payments on it. Like if you bought me a car,
well, then, okay.
Either you're gonna assume the monthly payment or I'm taking it back.
Well, I agree totally.
Yeah,
but what if there's no payment on it though? What if you just bought the car outright and gave it to me? I want that car back. No, that
Then
car's
you,
coming back to me.
then you bugging,
No.
yo. Then you
Okay,
No,
should have.
nah.
Quavo.
Then you should have just let her
Huncho.
use your car. Then.
Hey,
Huncho
no way,
Quavo.
my car.
They
Yeah,
said
all day.
Quavo took.
Wait all day.
Right, you
All
should have
day.
just let her use your car. Then
Yeah, I'm walking it like I talk it. Listen,
Okay.
Quavo all the way. Give me that car
Turn
back.
your
That's
click
mine.
up, dog.
Hey,
Hey man, you cold, man.
mama. Hey,
Okay.
mama told me.
You cold, brother. You know
That
what
car.
I'm saying?
I listen. You can have the engagement ring. I'm cool with that because that's that personifies something major we have. It didn't work out. Cool. You can have the engagement ring. Now, if the engagement ring is an heirloom, right? If it's in a family situation, I
Yeah.
do need that back, right? If that's
Yeah.
something that belonged to mom
Yo,
or grandmom or
see,
whoever,
you trying to move the
that'd be.
goalpost.
No, if I bought it, you can have. Cool. Go ahead. You can have that. I hear. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at you. Say, give me the ring back for some bread because I'm gonna do the same thing with the car, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, the car is like I can sell that. You're not gonna just be driving around in a car I bought outright for you, and like we're no longer together. That's not. Raheem is not gonna be in the car. If I see, you see what I mean? He's not driving my car that I bought for you. Happening.
Yo,
Yeah.
I mean, I hear you. You know what I mean? But that could be the case with so many things. You could have bought an outfit, a bag that's going out with her and him.
But see,
You
the
know what I
outfits,
mean?
I feel
I
like
just
you
look at it
wear
like
that.
yo, you're not gonna buy somebody a car like and pay for it outright. Number one, if you don't have the means, and two, like what what it's not a rental. Like you buying it for them. So
But
what
yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
but
see,
it's
it's principle though. Like you said, it's principle. We're no longer together. I bought it outright because I could do it, right? So if I'm in a
yeah.
financial position where I can just buy you an outright car, cool.
Go
That
ahead
was
and
when we were
cancel.
together. Now that we're no longer together, that is null and void. That car comes back with me. You
but
have
can't
to
and I'm
figure out
not
some other
I'm just
transportation.
asking if you do that, right? I don't even
Yeah.
think and you get and it's the person's car, like it's in their name, you can't even take it back. If it's
Oh
theirs.
no. I mean that's it, but I don't. I mean me, if it's me, right? If the car is probably going to be in my name, so I'm going
Oh,
to buy
see,
it.
so you ain't
That's my
really
insurance
So let
policy.
me ask you though, what if a
That's
woman
my
bought you
insurance
a car?
policy, Jay.
Would
you
you voluntarily give it back? That's for both of y'all. If the woman bought y'all a car and it's over now.
and it was mine, like my car, and I had a choice to give it back or not.
So a woman bought y'all a car for your birthday.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
we breaking up. Are y'all gonna voluntarily give it back?
No.
No, I'm not going to voluntarily give it, but if she asks for
How
it back,
you
I'm not
better
going to
be
fight.
voluntarily giving it back because stick to your rules.
I am. I'm asking for that car back from the lady. Like, listen, I'm gonna need that car back. And if she
Right.
and if
So you
she
should be
says, right,
offering it. You
so
should
listen, if she says, hey, I bought you that car, we're no longer together, I need them keys back, then I'm gonna get the keys back to her. Like I'm cool, but I'm not gonna willingly just give the car back if she's like, hey,
Crazy.
just like she wouldn't willingly give the car. What woman if somebody bought them a car, is gonna be like, we broke up. Hey baby, you know what? I don't feel right at night. Here's your car back. Like that's not gonna happen. But if he asks for it, like, yeah, you gotta come up off some keys. That's what it is. So if
I
she
just
asks
think
for it,
that's I just think
I'm gonna
that's
give it back to
crazy, yo. Taking back gifts is crazy. It's
her.
crazy.
I mean,
It
listen.
depends
So
on
hold
the
on, hold
gift.
on. If you bought your lady, say your lady was a gamer, right? Say she was like, in the video game. You bought her the PS5, Jay,
Mm-hmm.
right? Y'all break up, whatever. She did something, not egregious, but you're not asking for that PS5 back.
Nah, I mean, you mean like, am I
I
going
mean,
over to our house to pick up a PS5? Bro, like I'm not trying to be funny. If I wanted a PS5, I would have one, right? I'm not,
oh,
yo,
you go.
yo, it's just a perspective, like, and I'm not trying to be funny. We talking about your lady. If it's your lady and you buy your lady a gift, like, yo, you taking it back, like that's crazy, bro. If even
In a bag back, like
if you're not together no more, then she's supposed to take everything you bought with her to wherever she
no,
goes,
not like
right?
clothing. Not like clothing and purses. You can have that. That's you, shoes, all that, whatever. That's
You
yours.
drawing a line at the PS5. I'm not mad. You
You want
know,
that PS5 back, Jay? Don't Jay? Listen, you saw how he hesitated a little bit. He stammered a
because
little. He was
I
like,
look
"Wait
at
a
it
minute,
like
Okay.
if it's over, then everything, everything is over. Like,
yeah." So the PS5 is coming back too. Let's go.
So the only thing you would want back, Jay, is the engagement ring, and
Yeah,
Kyle,
because that's
you
meant
want
for that was
uh
a promise for something later that didn't happen. But everything else, like, yo, and we're just talking
Well,
about
we
if,
were engaged, so it's a symbol of our
but,
engagement
all right,
period.
but you
Talk to him, Ashley. Talk to him.
because I'm not
It's a symbol
saying it
because see,
based
you got
off
to
the
get me
thing.
another ring for the wedding. You got to get me a band.
Right, but I'm saying, but my point is the
Mm.
engagement didn't go through, right? It didn't work out, right? So because this is principle, like say I had unlimited funds, right? Let's just say for this, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna buy my girl a house, right? And it's hers. I'm that rich. I'm like, yeah, I'm a billionaire. I'm gonna buy a house. You think when I break up with her, I'm be like, yo, I'm gonna call my lawyer and be like, yo, take back the house. Like, yo, listen, off principle, I would take back the again the engagement ring because that didn't work out. But my mentality, if I was that, I would be like, all right, take the house and get out of, go. If it's over, you know what I mean? Like, good luck paying that gardener every month because I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Good luck putting gas in that, in that range you got. I bought you, but I'm not doing it. But that would be it. But it wouldn't be for me taking everything back that's malicious, especially if you gave it to the person because you could afford it and it was within your means.
Yeah.
Come on, yo.
Okay. All right. Okay. Listen,
I
man.
believe in being generous to your partner if you have the means. I believe in that. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. All right.
If
Listen,
you're
you got
not
a
a
lot of
sucker,
integrity, brother.
you'll get it back in tenfold. If you're not a sucker,
Okay. Tenfold. All right. Okay. All right.
for real,
Listen, man.
yo,
You
like,
guys,
bro,
brothers got.
listen, I'm not trying to be funny, like, and I mean, everybody has their own experience, but yo, if, and I'm talking about once mutual respect and all that is there, like, yo, you take care of a woman, yo, they're gonna take care of you. You look out, they're gonna take care of you. The good one's gonna take care of you.
I'm getting that car and that PS5 back. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's something
Get
wrong
that
with
back.
Run that back.
Run that right back.
Run that
All right.
back.
So on the topic of breakups. All right. So listen, after a breakup, right? You and your lady or your partner, you guys broke up. It was cool. You're not beefing. You guys just broke up. Things didn't work out. Now, if your ex partner, right, her family still likes you, right?
Oh,
Say you run into, your partner's like aunt or the mom or whoever. Y'all were close. Y'all were together for about 2-3 years or whatever. So the partner's family member, right? The ex partner's family member invites you to a family gathering. Like, yo, we're having a cookout. Come through. Blah 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 blah. You know, do you go to the gathering? You didn't. You were invited by the family member that you were, you're still cool with, had a
yeah.
good relationship with. Do you go to that gathering? The ex didn't invite you. I mean, I'm sure the ex will be there, but do you go based off the invite from the family member?
I'll let Ashley handle it. I'm not going, but I want to hear Ashley's answer.
I'm currently in a relationship with somebody new.
No, you're
Oh,
not in a relationship with somebody new. I mean, we can move the goalpost a little later, but as it stands, no.
right,
Just
right.
yeah, maybe a month gone by or something like that. You ran into, Aunt Joey. Aunt JoJo was like,
Probably
"Hey,
would
come
go.
on." Yeah.
I probably would
And
go. I'm gonna
I
be
don't know. I know why she's gonna go too. Go ahead. Go ahead, Ashley. Go ahead. Go into it. Go elaborate.
I was great, because I probably would go because sometimes you got to pop out and show. So
There it is. The glow up. Yeah.
got to pop out and show. Like, and honestly, I mean, it's never no hard feelings. Like, honestly, I've kind of had a similar situation where I dated a guy and his mom and I are still cool. Like, she wanted to come to my wedding, like, and the guy's spouse, because he's married now, my ex is married now, like, she felt like that was out of pocket for me and the mother to be kind of comment on each other's stuff and interact in the way that we did. She thought it was out of pocket, you know.
Yeah, that's a little
I,
crazy, but I mean, that's what it
What's
so, so
crazy?
is. Yo,
listen. I
Still,
don't.
but,
I don't know how.
still,
because what happened, I'm gonna tell you what happened is most likely, like, yo, I've been in this situation before. Like, yo, somebody went over his head. Either Mama went over his head or Ashley went over his head. Somebody and was like, yo, we still gonna be cool. It ain't work out, but we still cool. Somebody went over, and listen, it's happened. It's happened to me before. You know what I'm saying? Like years ago, I come home, my mother be like, "Yeah, so stop by, we have lunch." I'd be like, "What? What's up with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You know? It ain't go no farther than that, but it's just, you know, and honestly, it was.
So who was out of pocket, your mom or the girl?
I think my mother went over my head on that one. I think she was like, I just reached out to say hi, see how she was doing, you know, that type of stuff. So
yeah, Steve, I think for me, for the gathering, it's contingent on the food, right? If the food is hitting, I'm going to get a plate.
Oh man,
listen, you know what I mean? Listen, if
yeah, because I got some rules that cook like that.
Right, like listen, if Aunt Melissa, if her potato salad is it,
yeah,
and you know Uncle Vern is doing the bee's knees on the grill, like he be doing them, you know, I'm going to get a plate. I'm going. I'm sorry, like I'm gonna slide over there
the whole time. Pop out.
I'm not going over there to play spades. Like I'm just gonna go over there.
Yo,
I'm gonna grab a
that's
plate.
just awkward, bro.
And this is and listen, I fully understand and subscribe to what Ashley's saying because that's the perfect time for the glow up. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna have my riot gear on. I'm gonna be over there looking, you know, and they gonna see what time it is.
Right.
That's what it is. Now I will.
Yeah, and granted, safety wouldn't be a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I wouldn't. I ain't dated nobody that now you would have murder mommy and just and I'm running the risk of getting beat up or getting murdered.
Right.
I'm going there. I'm talking about like a genuine.
Like the family loves you.
Yeah.
And like I will. In fact, what I would do, I would even text my ex and be like, "Listen, so and so invited me. I'm coming through to get a plate, just to let you know. So it's not like oh my gosh, what are you?" So I'm gonna be considerate. Now the considerate is gonna be probably about an hour before I pop out. Right? I'm not gonna tell you a couple of days at a time.
And then what if she did with her new boyfriend?
That's fine. Listen, I got invited by your mom. Your mom.
And you just coming to get a plate. Yep.
Yeah, I'm just coming to get a plate. And like your boyfriend is
cause a problem, man.
No, your boyfriend's going to stay like, damn, you was with him. Oh man, like this is what it's going to be. Like that's like the family clearly likes me more than this guy. That's not my problem. You know what I mean? What do you want me to do?
Right.
Yeah, I'm coming over here. I'm getting the potato salad.
Okay.
Right?
Get them ribs.
I'm gonna make my way around the house. I'm gonna, exchange some pleasantries and we're gonna have a good time. Then we'll roll out. I listen. I'm gonna say what's up. I'm not even that dude.
Y'all trying to start a confrontation, a problem, over the potato salad. You're gonna be rolling around over the potato salad with her man. You know what
I'm saying? Listen. Now look, if it gets like that, I'll have some work in the car though. Don't get it twisted.
See?
Listen, I'll have the lady.
That's why I said we got to remove the safety concerns, and this is just the legitimate. Would you go to?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're gonna go.
So ain't nobody trying to knock you out or whatever. And cause see, here's the thing. You wasn't sleuthing around. Like it ain't like you saw a Facebook post where Aunt was like, I'm making my famous potato salad. And you got in her DM and was like, dang, I sure miss it. And then now it's like, oh, baby, come over. And you just did that to serve and volley to go ahead and get the game started. Like that's nutty. Now that's nutty.
I mean, to be honest, I think this situation happens more than you think, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you see them at the Walmart, they be like, "Hey, how are you? Oh, yeah, we having such and such. You come through," and you kind of use your discretion, right? You kind of be like, "All right, use some discernment. What's it gonna be, depending on whatever the status is between you and the lady?" And then it's like, "All right, if everything's cool, all right, yeah, I'm gonna slide over." And then again, sometimes you gotta pop out and show, like, "Hey,
listen,
what's happening?"
Simple math.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna get y'all out of here. I'm gonna get y'all out of here on this one. All right. It is election day, so I'm sure we all did our due diligence and exercised our right to vote. I was listening to 50 Cent was on an interview recently, and he mentioned that he got offered like 3 million, right, to show up on the other side, right, to don that hat and go to one of the rallies and stuff. And he said he turned it down because he said, well, 3 million is not enough. So for him to kind of put how he feels to the side and make that bank. Do either one of you have a number, right, that the other side, that the other political affiliation could offer you that you would don the red hat? You don't have to say anything. You don't have to go out there in full Amber Rose or anything and go up there and start, jigging and booing or anything. Would you just if they offered you whatever your number is, or is there a number that you would
Mhm.
go up there? You just put the red hat on and you just you just standing there. Y'all got a number?
I mean, $1 billion.
A Billy. A
Yeah.
Billy
A
gets
Billy,
you out
he said a
there.
Billy.
Give me
Yeah,
enough
they
money
said,
where I could be like I could have the influence like Bloomberg and prop up my own candidate, and maybe I'll consider it. Right, but
you consider it.
other than that, come on, man. Like, I would have to have I would. It's unrealistic, yo, because it's just if we being honest, I don't want to get an extended conversation about that, but in particular, when you talk about what you were talking about, right, that red hat, it's not even about conservative values. That symbolizes something else to me.
Right. Wow.
You know what I mean?
What about
You know what I mean? Like, it symbolizes something else. Now, before 2016, if you would have asked me that same question, the number would have been a lot lower. You know what I mean? Because we would have just been talking about policies. You know what I mean? This is a
okay?
little different. This is more. There's always been culture involved, but this is about this is culture. So
Yeah.
All right.
there's
Well,
really no number.
we'll put you down for a Billy. We got
Yeah,
you, Jay.
but put me down for $1 billion.
Yeah. So
Ash, what about you?
my number, I don't have one. It would be less than $1 billion, though. It would be less than $1 billion.
Slightly below Billy.
It would be less than $1 billion, but it would have to be life changing because see, here's the thing: is that even even though things can happen in the time frame of certain of 4 years or whatever, like my thought would be it would have to be a substantial amount that I would be able to make some moves and changes as well. Now I wouldn't have to necessarily be Bloomberg, but I do have to think about at least the next couple generations of little Ashleys if they ever come. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I would be influenced by that. But in full disclosure and like transparency, like my family is majorly on one angle, but I have a very close relative, like very close, like probably we could exchange organs or something. We're that close, that is part of, has always been, red hat. And so like I'm closely and I love this person, I trust this person, and I think that it would just cause me to get a little bit more into understanding what I'm about to do and what I'm about to say yes to. So like Jay, like you said, it's kind of different 2016 to now. And I understand some things are propaganda, some things are truly true. Like I would have to make sure, like, yeah, that what I'm saying is also clear. That you know what I'm saying. I'm pro this, but I'm not pro that. And I do have to clarify if some of the perception, like I would have to be able to like explain it and stand on it because I'm a very transparent person about most things. So yeah, I don't need a Billy, but because
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
100 million to change my life.
If I took the $1 billion, I wouldn't have to explain it because they'd be like, "Yo, it was $1
See,
billion.
right.
What
See,
could you
Right.
do?"
So
exactly,
and
exactly,
that's my price, right? Like
exactly,
that's what I'm saying. Like my number would
exactly.
be my number is gonna be they gave him that. Yeah, I would have did this.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
you know what I
see,
mean? Like where it's not even
mine is gonna be
yeah.
like at least 20% of people that see it could be like, yo, she a Delta, she this, she that. They would be coming in all my identities. 20% would. Now I would my number would be 80% like, yeah, I would, but that 20% is being like very critical, that you know what I'm saying. I would want to have an explanation for them.
And here's
Nah,
the
I get
thing. Here's the thing also with them. We'll get out of here on this. Is that most of that criticism from whatever party or whatever people, whatever family, friends, those will be the same individuals when they realize how much you're now worth, will be asking you to help invest
And
in whatever their business thing and all
you
this stuff.
better not.
They'll be, that's how folks
If
are.
you
You know
said
that,
something
right?
to
it.
me, you
Yeah,
better
you
not,
know that.
Jack.
Hey man, such and such, and it's like, oh okay, yeah. People will about change and about face
Exactly.
real quick. Where they'll be like, oh, he got that. Oh, hey man, I got this proposal. I'm trying to run past you. You
Okay.
know, right?
Yeah. No.
So, but
Cancel that.
but absolutely. But Ashley, this was fun. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and sharing your expertise and guidance and all the gems. One more time before we get out of here, where can they find you at?
Absolutely. So again, thank you for having me. One thing we need to do, like right, maybe after in between Christmas and Thanksgiving, we got to do this live. Like we need people in real time that can chime in and comment. Like we're gonna take a picture afterwards of the screen so I could post it so I could tell people to check out the Black Psychologist podcast. Because this is just great material, I think, in a entertainment environment that's kind of like saturated with just like BS. I appreciate that even though we like freestyling, it ain't all like just evidence-based opinions per se. It's just really, good general content. So I appreciate that. But you can follow me on Instagram, which is where I do most of the posting at Pool of Positivity. I've been trying to get into TikTok a little bit more, but it's just mostly like lifestyle content. But that's going to be Dr. Pool of Positivity. And then
All right.
will be read on Facebook, and you can find that on Conversations with the Kenny. So Sisters in Medicine is something that we're hoping to take to the next level. So like we'll probably be doing some fundraisers and just different things like that. So I'll reach out to you all for support with that. But yeah, either one of those platforms is how you can, find me. And I do have a professional Facebook. So if you just Google Dr. Ashley Poole LPC, like my Facebook page will come out, and that's how people can like comment and reach out to me directly as well.
All right.
Okay. All right. There it is. Jay, anything else before we get out of here?
No, really, just of course, Ashley, we appreciate it anytime you join, and everybody's been hanging with us. We appreciate it, and we're gonna keep it coming. That's it. Make sure you vote.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, we will definitely do that, Ash. I know I take time off after the holiday after Christmas. So yeah, we'll get our schedules together. We'll make it work, do a live joint on one of these platforms or all of them, however it works, and give the people what they want. All right.
All right,
All right,
bro.
Jay,
good,
Ash,
guys. All right.
until next time, I really appreciate it. I'll get at y'all.
All right, we'll see y'all. All right, take
All
care.
right.
All right.
Bye bye.
Later.